Hello, I'm Mike from PMC Computers and Surveillance in Kendallville, Indiana. Welcome to Advanced Excel Training Charts. Charts are extremely simple if you want a simple chart. You select what you want to include in your chart and just simply press the Alt and the F1 key. Let's take a look. Open your sample 3 pre-chart sample. In this workbook on the first sheet, select columns and cells A1 through G20. Now simply press your F1 key while holding down on the Alt key, and immediately you'll see a chart. Alternatively, you can select the same E1 through G20, go to the Insert tab on your top column, select Charts, and in the area select the chart you want, and it will do exactly the same thing with more steps. As you can see, the chart that appears is a very simple chart without a whole lot of bells and whistles or explanations. You can also see that down the right side you have 3 symbols. Each one allows you to customize the chart that you have in front of you. Down the right side of the chart you have the plus symbol, which allows you to change different axes and tables, change your title, whether it appears or not. You just click on your title and you can change what it says. You can do different layout. That's all right on a plus symbol. You've also got the next one, which is a paintbrush, which allows you to change your style of your chart. And you can see if you click on it, there's a lot of different styles to choose from. Then the funnel, which indicates filters, allows you to turn on and off different things. For example, there was one standout person in the chart that you selected and it wasn't fair to compare the rest to that person. You might just turn that one person off, and it'll also indicate it on the spreadsheet itself. Here's an example of what your chart could look like after a few customizations. Changing the titles and putting some values on the chart, changing some colors and putting some lines in. Just makes it a little fancier for your presentation. Now let's take a look at pivot charts. Place your cursor any place in your data. Let's try cell A2. Now go to the Insert tab at the top and click on Pivot Charts. Then click on Pivot Charts again. A pop-up will appear similar to the one seen here. In the pop-up window, you will notice that your table/range is most likely pre-selected. This is an assumption made by Excel based on where your cursor was located when you created this. Also notice that in the table range it refers to sheet 1. Well, this is the sheet that we're currently working in, but if you look down a few rows, you will notice that we want to choose where we put the pivot table, and with new worksheet is pre-selected for us. This is simply because there's a lot of work you can do on this sheet and you don't want to really mess up the sheet you're currently working on. So if you wanted to put it on the current sheet, you just select existing worksheet and then tell it where you want it on this sheet. Also, there's a few other selections. You can use external data source. We'll get into that later on as we get into the database. You can also add this data to a data model. Again, that's if you're using multiple databases and tables. But for now, let's just use the automatically filled in table range and place it in a new worksheet and click OK. Once you click OK, you will automatically see your new creation, we'll say at this point, because it's not really truly a chart. It's just the ability to finish and create your table. And it will appear on a new worksheet in your workbook. If the picture on the left side in your sheet is a little different, I've seen various things appear with different versions of Excel. It'll all work out the same at the end. Notice that on the right side, you will now see at the top all the usable data with selection boxes right next to it. At the bottom, you will see table fields, which allows you to place things in different orders. You can simply click and drag, or you can just put a check mark next to it and Excel will assume where you want it and place it there for you. Once the sheet is populated, you will see it growing on the left side of your sheet. Notice that if we were to simply check the box next to order date, Excel would place order date, year, and quarters in the rows box at the bottom. We would rather see it in columns for what we're currently creating. So rather than just click the box, why don't we grab a hold of order date and drag it into the columns box. Notice that it populates the quarters and the years because they are related to the order date. We can always take them out if we want to, but we do want to leave them in at this point. Let's continue by taking the rep and dropping it plus the items into the rows column and totals into the values column. Now you might want to experiment. You'll notice that rep and items, as soon as you check the box, will be placed into rows because it's the most logical place, and totals will be placed into value because it is the most logical place. Now that our pivot chart is fully populated, let's take a look at what the possibilities are with a pivot chart. If you notice next to row labels and up at the top next to column labels, there's drop-down arrows. We can use those to sort and filter. Also next to the names, there's minus. We can also use those to change different data. So real quickly, let's find out how many total units did Jardine sell in the fourth quarter of 2015. Well, we can do this by next to the label on the chart, click and deselect everybody and then reselect Jardine. So now everybody else is gone and you can see just Jardine. Now next to the 2015, click the plus sign and you will see the fourth quarter in there. At the bottom of the column or even at the top of the column, now you will see that Jardine in the fourth quarter sold 1933.35. Quickly do the same thing with Gill and Andrews and see how easy it is to manipulate your chart. Now that we understand a little bit about how to manipulate the data, let's go to the Insert tab and in the charts find 2D stacked bar. It'll be right next to this little picture that I've got right here on the slide. A new stacked bar chart will appear on your sheet. Now go over and change the information on your sheet by selecting different reps or times. and you'll see how that automatically changes in your graph or your chart. Next, change the information in your chart and watch how it automatically changes in your sheet. Better yet, in your chart, turn on Smith. Now go to the sales order tab, which is sheet 1 at the bottom of your screen, and change field E21 from 87 to 7. Now go back to the new sheet that we created with the chart. Click on any field, right click, and hit refresh. This can also be done by simply doing Control Alt F5 and or refresh your sheet. But as you do that, notice that the data changed under Smith in the bar chart and in your data fields. So at any one of the 3 places any data gets changed, it will change in all of the 3 places. Again, warning, be aware that you need to refresh your sheet after you do that. If you would like to see some more samples of charts, open your sample number 4, chart samples, and you'll see several of them in there. Or you can create your own, or just plain manipulate the ones in the sample sheets. Please, if you have questions, ask. And if you think of questions later, email them to me. My email address is mike@pmcreation.com, and I will try to get an answer for you and get back with you as soon as I can.